Let me ask you something. When was the last time you genuinely thought about what your options could look like? Not just here in America, but globally. Not in a panic, not because something forced the question, but strategically. The way you would think about perhaps your investment portfolio, or your business structure, or perhaps your estate plan. Many people, successful ones at that, they've never had that conversation, at least not with someone who can actually answer it. And I want to change that. Hi, everyone. My name is Jaie Williams. I'm the founder of Nomad Advisory Group based here in Beverly Hills, California. We work with clients all over the world to assist them with their global mobility goals. For me, this is personal. I want to tell you really where this came from because I really think it does matter. Nomad Advisory Group, it didn't start as a business idea, but rather as something much more personal. A decades long exploration of my own heritage, of my own lineage, who my family was, where we came from, and really what that meant across generations. Because for over 30 years, I was in that study, not as a professional exercise, but rather as a personal one. And what I discovered along the way about legacy, about what it means to belong somewhere, about what families pass down beyond just wealth, it really changed how I saw the world. And at some point, that personal journey and a professional one began to kind of converge. I started to see that the questions I was asking about my own heritage were many of the same questions that my clients were circling around. Not always out loud, but they were there underneath conversations about investment, about tax strategy, about where to raise their children, or even eventually retire. What is my family's legacy? How do I protect it? How do I expand it? How do I make sure the next generation has more options than I did? Nomad Advisory Group was born from that intersection, formally in early 2025, but the foundation, that was years in the making. Here's what I've learned, both from my own journey and from working with distinguished families across multiple continents. It's that people who think most clearly about global mobility, they're not running from anything, but they're actually positioning. They understand that a second citizenship or a residency isn't just a backup plan. It's really a strategic asset. The same diversifying a portfolio that you do that the same way isn't a vote against one investment. It's actually a vote for resilience. And that reframe from escape to strategy is often like the first shift I help a client make. Because once you see it that way, the entire conversation begins to change. You stop asking, should I do this? And then you start asking, which path aligns with what I'm actually rebuilding? Because for some families, that means citizenship by descent, where they are reconnecting with their heritage. If it's through countries like Portugal or Italy or Romania, Ireland, Greece, Germany, programs that don't require you to uproot your life just to document your roots. And in many cases, that citizenship has been waiting for you. It's just needed by someone to guide you through how to reclaim that. And for others, it's a residency by investment program. Let's say Portugal's Golden Visa program, where strategic capital deployment earns you the legal right to live, work, travel, study, and ultimately could lead to you becoming a citizen in the country. And then for others, the answer is something else entirely. And that's exactly the point. The right path depends on you, your goals, your family, your timeline, your objectives. This is not a product catalog. This is the advisory. I want to be completely honest with you about something. The industry, what we do, the investment migration industry, it really has a real noise problem. There are so many firms out there making the citizenship as some sort of marketing program, the way that you perhaps would market a real estate listing. Have really fancy websites, very aggressive funnels, a beautifully designed intake form, but the moment you sign, you become a file number. And that's not what we do here at Nomad Advisory Group. It's not what I built this for. When someone works with us, they're working with me. I know their name, I know their situation, I know why this decision matters so much to them. not just which program they're pursuing. Because these are decisions that touch on everything: your estate, your children's future, the legacy you're looking to build and create. You don't make those decisions transactionally. You make them with someone with trust, someone whom you trust, someone who's genuinely in it with you. That's what I mean when I say this is a relationship and it's not a transaction. It's truly backed by something real. We operate as part of the Holborn Pass and the Holborn Assets family, which are a globally recognized network with over 20 offices across 13 countries around the world and serving well over 20,000 clients annually. It's this kind of infrastructure and reach of a global institution, but the attention and the access of a boutique. That's the combination we bring to every single client. And that's why I started this show. Not to sell you a program, not to convince you of anything, but to give you the kind of perspective that most people in your position never really get access to. And that's the real advisory thinking, delivered directly with no agenda other than clarity. Every single episode, I'm going to be right here, breaking down the programs, talking through the decisions, and then sharing what I see in the market, and then giving you the honest take. And that includes when the answer is no, not yet, or this program isn't the right pathway for you. Because that's what a real advisor does. If any of this resonated with you, or if you've been thinking about what options could look like beyond borders, the next step is really simple. Reach out to us. You can find us over at nomadag.com. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
If you're exploring residency or citizenship options, scan the QR code or visit nomadag.com to learn more.